exalts himself will be humbled, but whoever humbles himself will be exalted. These words are a perfect introduction to this new week that we're entering into starting today. That is National Vocation Awareness Week. This is a week set aside by the U.S. bishops to pray for and encourage and educate people about vocations to the priesthood, diaconate, and consecrated life. I have a question for you, and I want you to really respond. Like, actually, this is not rhetorical, okay? So don't be shy. What would you guess is the number one killer of religious vocations? Anybody?
Parents.
What is it?
Parents.
Parents. Good guess. That's actually right. Parents, by and large, are the largest influence against a religious vocation among young people. And I would venture to say that most parents in this room are thinking one of two things. Either, why would a parent ever discourage their child from becoming a priest or a sister? Or they're thinking, I could never imagine my son or daughter entering religious life. And my goal here is not to vilify parents. Parents get a bad rap already. There are many reasons why a parent would struggle with the idea of their son or daughter taking this kind of major step in their life. It could be a lack of grandchildren. It could be the thought of letting their child go in a way that seems more permanent or different than them getting married and having their own family. It could be that they think that their child will be lonely forever if they choose this path. For every parent out there, there is a unique, understandable reason as to why they might discourage this idea. For my parents, their biggest struggle was the fact that they're not Catholic. And my dad thought I was giving my entire life to the wrong church. And that's an understandable concern from a parent. And actually, if we look at vocations from an eternal perspective, I think that every parent would have a different mindset. I remember when I was first discerning a call to the priesthood. I had been first introduced to the idea of monasticism, and I felt this incredibly strong urge to leave my career behind, sell my house and all my stuff, and go become a monk. I thought that I had found the path for me. I was so excited about it. But throughout my discernment, I never felt fully at peace about it, even though I was so excited about the possibility. And I realized that I was scared to pray, God, whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. I thought that if I prayed like that God would immediately call me to do the hardest, most difficult thing, and that I would work my life away doing what he called me to do and just have to grin and bear it. I felt like if I prayed like that, it would be like that kid at school who reminds the teacher at the end of class that she forgot to give homework. You know that kid? Why would anybody want more work? But as I continued through my discernment process, I met somebody. She was serving as a missionary in Africa, and had been for over 20 years, and she loved it. And she couldn't wait to go back. And that was something I could not understand, because I am not built for that. It seemed like such demanding work, and like something I couldn't wrap my head around enjoying. Similarly to how some people respond to me when they find out I'm a priest, like, I just don't know how you do it, Father. But when I met this woman, it clicked. God made her for that vocation. She loved doing that work. She had found her purpose in life. And that's where it occurred to me that God didn't make me to go be a missionary in a foreign desert. That's not what my heart was made for. And I realized at that moment that I could freely pray and say, God, whatever you want to do with me, I'll do it. Because the result would be that I would find my purpose, that I would find what my heart was made for. And whatever it was, it would ultimately be the most fulfilling and joyful thing that I could do. And so I want to encourage you, both parents and those who may be praying about a religious vocation, don't be afraid to offer everything to God. He has made each of our hearts uniquely for some beautiful purpose. And if God is calling your son or daughter to give their life to him in ministry, let him. Let the Lord show them what he made them for. And don't discount the fact that God promises to bring blessings to you as well for giving him your child. I know so many parents who would never dream of their child pursuing a religious vocation, but I don't know a single parent who doesn't desire that their child find joy and fulfillment and happiness in their true purpose in life. So this week, as we remember and promote religious vocations, I want you to try to commit to praying at least once a day for religious vocations this week. And many of you know that we are desperate for priests and religious. And if you have children who haven't yet found their path in life, I want you to pray that God would show them what it is that he is calling them to. And don't be afraid of his response. If you had any idea how desperately God loves you and your children, you would have no reason to fear. He loves them more than you do. And for those of you here who are wondering if God may be calling you to give your life to him in some unique way, have no fear. Whatever it is that he's calling you to will ultimately be the most fulfilling thing that you can imagine for yourself. And if you knew what he knew,